Dozens of people have been killed during a week of riots in Kazakhstan. The authorities say they've rounded up more than 5,000 people on terrorism charges and claim there are many foreigners among them. Here's how the country started 2022. Sweeping anti-terror operations still underway in the largest city, Almaty. It's been the hardest hit in recent days, with rioters looting stores and setting fire to government buildings, many of them carrying firearms as well. The damage is currently estimated at more than $200 million. Dozens of people, including children, and at least 16 police officers have been killed. It's also being claimed that some of the officers were even beheaded. President Tokayev responded with an order to shoot suspected terrorists on sight. Law enforcement there says groups of rioters were highly organised and coordinated using two-way radios. It's been the country's worst unrest in a generation. Here's how events unfolded.
A group of unidentified people attacked the Mir TV and radio studios in Almaty. The attackers destroyed the TV production complex and workplaces of journalists.
The protesters ransacked banks and shops. Now everything is broken. The money was taken, the windows smashed. Military helmets are lying on the ground. There's lots of rubbish. Kazakhstan will complete its anti-terrorist operation. We will destroy those who do not surrender. I have given the order to open fire and kill terrorists without warning.
Kazakhstan is Central Asia's biggest republic and shares lengthy borders with both Russia and China. The protests have been driven by a long-simmering resentment over a perceived disparity in wealth, with the most violent clashes erupting in the commercial capital in the far southeast, Almaty. Here's the aftermath of the rioters' attack on this building, which houses several television studios. Looters stole cameras and damaged other expensive equipment before setting the premises on fire. A reporter whose office was attacked described to us the chaos and also the fears of the people living in his city.
The office of our TV company is located in the very epicenter of the riots. Right in front of the office entrance, we found a dead body, a murdered young man, who looked 20 to 25 years old. We started filming, and at a distance of 50 to 70 meters, 3 servicemen came up to us and started shouting, "Stop, hands up." They had weapons, which they pointed at us. I raised my hands, showed my press ID, started shouting that we were the press so that they would not shoot. They lowered their weapons only when they came very close to us and saw that we were journalists. We can say that we got off lightly, because a few days ago a car with journalists was shot at here. The driver was killed and the cameraman was seriously injured. The situation is still extremely tense. The entire city center is paralyzed and destroyed. All administrative buildings and offices of TV companies were torched. Not a single shopping center remains intact. They were all looted and burned. A lot of small businesses were affected, shops and banks. There is traffic in the city but no public transport. People are already running out of food. It's a problem to buy any. Flashpoints of armed confrontation still flare up periodically. Burned, abandoned, wrecked cars are scattered throughout the city. There are places where human bodies have not yet been removed. the peaceful protests over social issues were simply hijacked. The first wave of protests was absolutely peaceful. They were simply trying to convey their demands to the authorities. Then a second wave began with extremists who began to smash, burn, and attack representatives of power structures. This is colossal material damage to the city and its infrastructure. How long will it take to recover? How much money will be required? Where will the money come from? How will people live through this time? These are very urgent questions now.
Well, as the trouble worsened, Kazakhstan requested help from neighbouring allies to restore law and order. More than 3,000 peacekeepers from the multinational CSTO military alliance arrived from Russia, Belarus, Armenia, Tajikistan and Kyrgyzstan. Their stated mission is to secure vital infrastructure, while local law enforcement deals with the protesters.